Hello guys, welcome to the first video tutorial on connecting and using Microsoft Access Database with your C# Windows Form application. In this video series, I'm going to show you how you can connect and use Access Database with your C# Windows Form application, in which I will show you how you can connect your database, how can you use your database with the tools like Data Grid View, Combo Box, List Box, or other tools which are available in Windows Forms. And I will also show you how to create a simple project. So we will be creating a simple project in which you will be able to create a login form, and you can access the second form when you successfully log in, and there in the login, after the login form, we are going to see how we can manipulate our data in the form of charts or tables or whatever. And let's start our session from connecting this Access database to the C#. I'm hoping, or I'm expecting, that you already know basics of Access database. If you don't even know how to create an Access database, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is called Programming Knowledge, and in here go to playlist, and you will be able to find Microsoft Access Database tutorial for beginners. So if you don't even know how you can create an Access database, you can just see those videos, and you will be you will be able to make Access database and how to query and all these things related to Access database. And if you are interested in learning C# from the beginning, so I have also the playlist for beginners if you want to learn from the starting. So this is for the beginners. So okay, I'm once you know how to create an Access database, I've already created Access database, and this database is called employee data, and in this we have some columns. We have employee ID, we have first name, last name, date of birth of employee, the country of origin of the employee, the phone number of the employee, and the pay of the employee. So this is the database I'm going to use to connect to my C# project. Okay, so I have this employee info database, and I have this employee data table here, right? Now once we have our database and we have some content in our table of our database, let's go to our C# uh, Express edition, or you can download this Express edition for free from the Microsoft website. And let's go to this Visual Studio for C# and create a new project. So I will just click this new project, and we are going to create this Windows Form application. I can change the name of my Windows Form application as Access Login App, for example, and I will click OK, and this will create us a project. Okay, so we have successfully created our blank project. I will just pin this tool bar here so we will be able to see all the tools, and I will go to all the tools here. So these are the tools we can use in this form uh, according to our requirement. Okay, and this has this designer view, and it also has the code behind, which I will show you in a moment. So what we are going to do first is just select this form as a whole and double click it. So I will double click it, and you will reach to the source of this design of this form. So this is the design view, or this is the code view or source view of this form, and in here you will be able to see all the namespaces and simple class for your project. Okay, I'm going to add one more namespace here in order to connect to the Access database, and this namespace is called using system dot data dot OLEDB. So Microsoft Access database is a OLEDB based database, so we need to use this OLEDB namespace in order to access the classes from OLEDB class, right? So I just need to do this, and then I'm going to connect my Access database with this OLEDB class. Okay, so once again I will go to the design view, and I will take a label from here to show the message that if our Access database is really connected to this label or not. Okay, and once again I will go to my source view, or you can just select your form and double click your form, and this is called form load event. Okay, so we are in form load event, and in here you need to declare this OLEDB connection object. So just write OLEDB connection and give object name called connection is equal to new OLEDB connection. Okay, and then in the next line we will use connection string to connect to the Access database. So just copy your connection object and just write connection string. Connection string helps us to connect to the database, which are OLEDB database, right? And what we need to do is we need to just give these double quotes and this colon, and in these double quotes we need to give the connection string, and before this these double quotes you can include this @ symbol so that it can take this whole string as a string. Okay, now in these double quotes we need to know the connection string for Access database, right? So you don't even need to remember the connection string for Access database. You can just go to the your search engine and just write, or you can just open your browser and just write www.connectionstring.com. Okay, and in here you will be able to find all the connection string of Access database and other databases like SQL Server or Oracle or Excel or anything. So in here just go to this Access here, and in here you will be able to find Microsoft ACE OLEDB 12.0 connection string, which is standard security. And what you need to do is you can just copy this connection string from here. So I will copy this whole connection string, both the lines. There are two lines. Right click and copy it, and just see here this connection string is valid for Access 2013, Access 2010 and Access 2007. So Access 2007 and above, this connection string will support, and the earlier version you need to search in this website for the earlier versions. Okay, so just copy this connection string and go to your C# project, and between these double quotes you just paste this. Okay, so once you have pasted this, you are done. Okay, and this connection string has provider is equal to Microsoft ACE OLEDB 12.0, which enables us to connect to Access 2013, Access 2010 and Access 2007, and then it has a data source, and this data source is equal to the path of your Microsoft Access database. this is the dummy path. So what you need to know is, you need to know where you have saved your Microsoft Access database. Go to the location wherever you have saved your database and just right click your database and go to properties, and you will see it's a .accdb file. Go to securities and copy this whole path here, including the database name. Just copy it, go to your project and just change this path, which is a dummy path, with your actual path of your database, Microsoft Access database, right? So I've changed it, and then it's okay. And this persist security info is false, which is a standard security. And now in the next line, what I'm going to do is, I will open the connection with the database. Once you are connected to the database, we will see and open the database. So just write connection dot open. Okay. And whenever you open your connection to the database, you also need to close it after you are done with all your code. So it's a good practice that whenever, just remember, whenever you open your database, you need to close it also. So just write connection dot close. Okay. And in between you can perform your logic or whatever you want to do. You want to query the database, or you want to update or insert anything in the database, right? But just now we want to show in the label which we have here that we are connected. So I will just see the name of my label. It's nothing but label 1. I will say the name of this label is check connection label. So we know that this is a check connection label. And I will remove the text from this label also. Okay. Now I will go to my code, and in between this connection open and connection close, I will paste the name of my label, and I will say connection.text, which takes the text, and then is equal to connected. So in the double quotes, just write uh, connection successful. Okay. So once you have connected to the database and you will be able to open your database, then it means you are connected to the database, and then you can say or you can show the message in the label that you are connected. Otherwise it will throw an exception. So to catch an exception, if any, you can write try catch block, which catches your exception. So just write try and just give this, and in here you can close this try and just write catch and then these curly braces, and whenever you catch any exception you can show some message. Okay. So here I will say exception e, catch exception e, and for example I want to show a message, some message. So I will say message box dot show, and I will show the exception in this message box. So I will say error in the double quotes, error, and comma, I will just use this e here. Okay. So now, and this e will give us error or this squiggly line because we already have this e declared here. So I will just change it as ex. So this variable name is different and now it will not show any error. And this comma will be a plus symbol. So we will concatenate the exception with our message. Okay, now once you are done with this, let's try and run the program. I will run the program and hopefully it will build successfully. And you see here, I see connection successful message here. That means I'm connected to the database. Now, in case any exception occurs, so let's try to create an error and see if it really catches our error or not. So I will just delete some information from this connection string, for example, just to check if it throws an error or not. So I will delete provider from here and I will run this program once again. And now you see it throws an error and our catch block catches an exception and it will show this long message here. And it says something like some exception has occurred and format of initialization is not correct, right? So it has thrown an exception if our connection is not okay. And once again, when I give the correct connection string and once again when I try to run the program, it connects successfully and it shows the message connection successful. So everything is working fine now. Now you are successfully connected with your database. Now in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can create a login application or login page in which we are going to check validate the username and password or the name of the employee from this database. And if the name of the employee and I will create one more field here which is called password, and name and password matches, then I will redirect this form to the next form. So we will build a application or we will build a project little by little. So stay tuned and please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.